Coming up on Maps on the Map, I travel 6,000 miles across the world to see Mount Fuji, but instead get a view of absolutely nothing. You just have to laugh at these things. This is our impeccable view. That's just absolutely fantastic. You just see that Mount Fuji in the back there, excellent. A lovely, lovely view. Welcome to Mount Fuji, Japan's most iconic natural phenomena, standing at an intimidating 4,000 meters tall and quite possibly the most photogenic volcano on this planet. Yes, it's a volcano. Fujisan has been a symbol of Japan for centuries. At its base sits the Fuji 5 lakes, 5 stunning lakes formed by ancient lava, each one being blessed with the snow-capped Fuji as its backdrop. The most popular of the 5, and the one we're covering today, is Lake Kawaguchiko. It's about 2 hours from Tokyo, it's got the best viewpoints, the best food, and it's where most people base themselves when they come to see Fuji. If they're lucky, of course. Well, that's where our story begins. I'm Maps on the Map, and this is my guide to Mount Fuji and Lake Kawaguchiko. So last night we had a bit of a stressful one as we were planning on booking our train from Tokyo to Kawaguchiko, and when we tried to book online it said everything sold out. We tried to look at buses, said everything sold out. My advice is, because it's busy season, to try and book in advance if you can. If you can't, the websites are going to be really tricky. Just come to the ticket office here at Shinjuku Station. To get from Tokyo to Kawaguchiko, the train is a bit long. There's several stops because I think the direct train's fully booked. So we're going to head to the coach station now to see if we can get a coach from Tokyo to Kawaguchiko. So crisis averted. We've come to the bus terminal here in Shinjuku, and this is where you want to get your tickets to go from Tokyo to Lake Kawaguchiko. It's so much easier than booking online, and it's cost us about £10 each, or about 2,200 yen. I highly recommend it because when we were looking at trains, there were several stops, several changes just to get from Tokyo to Kawaguchiko. Definitely get the bus, and you can store luggage underneath the bus, so you don't need to worry about that. Having overcome the massive hurdle of actually getting to Mount Fuji, I was feeling good. Nah, scrap that. I was feeling great. And this feeling lasted about 5 minutes until I saw the weather. I spent the entire journey looking for the sun, praying it would clear up so I could see Mount Fuji in all its glory. Then I spotted snow on the hillsides, and I knew I was absolutely cooked. The downside to today for me is that, I don't know if you can see, the weather is atrocious. It is absolutely tipping it down. So the problem with that is that we're probably not going to be able to see Mount Fuji, which is just absolutely fantastic. That's just great. But hey, let's stay positive. We are traveling Japan, and we're going to make the best of a bad situation and see what Lake Kawaguchiko is all about. Arriving at the bus station was genuinely grim. We jumped in a taxi, headed to our hotel, a little place with quite possibly the most unpronounceable name in Japan, Hotori no Hotel Ban. So we've made it to Lake Kawaguchiko on this cloudy, rainy day, which is just fantastic. So we've got to our hotel. It's called Hotori no Hotel Ban. It's actually a really good location, like literally just on the kind of edge of the lake. So I suppose you would get good views if it wasn't so cloudy. But the hotel's got good reviews. But one thing to be aware of, and I don't think this is just for our hotel, but for loads of them, is check-in's often 2-3 p.m. So you're going to need to store your luggage. Fortunately, this hotel has kindly allowed us to store our luggage, but you can also store luggage at the train station and bus station as well if needed. Now, to get around Lake Kawaguchiko, I'm going to just show you the map that we got here. So our hotel, the Hotori no Hotel Ban, is around here. And basically you want to get the red line. So the buses basically follow different lines, and the red line is the Lake Kawaguchiko bus line. And to buy a ticket, you can either do it at the bus station or the train station. So Kawaguchiko station, that's the bus and train station. We scan this QR code, and if you scan that, it's the same price. So basically it's 1,500 yen for an adult, 750 yen for a child, and that's a day pass, and that gives you basically unlimited access to the buses. So So going wherever you want to go, and limited access for a day. So you can just hop on, hop off, and basically tour the sights of Lake Kawaguchiko. It is a Family Mart as well, so you can get all your kind of Japanese convenience store goods, whether it be sandwiches, you can get onigiri, sushi, snacks, whatever. They have everything, and it all looks delicious.
And I just want to take a moment for you to appreciate the beauty of this Family Mart. It looks more like a Swiss chalet than a convenience store. You'd never guess this is a supermarket. One absolute architectural masterpiece. Only in Japan does a supermarket look this good.
But for now we're going to wait for the bus, and then we're going to do some sightseeing. Maybe see a mountain or two, but I really doubt it. But hey, let's see what we find.
So, the main event, the reason most people come to Lake Kawaguchiko, the view of Mount Fuji. There are loads of different ways to see Mount Fuji standing strong. One of the most popular being the Ropeway, a cable car that takes you up to a higher platform for uninterrupted views of supposedly the true definition of beauty. Emphasis on the word supposedly.
So we have ascended the Ropeway, which is one of the panoramic views of Mount Fuji. And we've got panoramic views of the incredible clouds. So we actually can't see anything at all. Bro, look, it's even been snowing here. What is going on? Look at this, the view. So this is our impeccable view. That's just absolutely fantastic. You just see that Mount Fuji in the back there. Excellent. A lovely, lovely view. A little bit of snow. You just have to laugh at these things. There's a bell supposed to be here, you ring it, you can see Fuji in the back. But this is all kinds of Mount Fuji up in here. Just going to have a look at the little binoculars and see what we can see. That's fantastic. What do you want to do now? Oh man, everyone just looks so disappointed.
I know.
This guy doesn't know. This is good living life.
Some people are just embracing this.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like what you just have to do, isn't it? You just have to chin up and crack on and see the fun in it. I see the joke in it. It's absolutely no joke. But yeah, see the fun in it. Also, to get up this panoramic, non-panoramic Ropeway, we half an hour, 40 minutes. It's queuing. Get here first thing. On a good day, a bad day, just get here first thing in the morning because it just gets super busy. Ropeway, bus stop number 9 for those interested. Do it on a clear day, get early in the morning. It's 1,000 yen a person. Those are my tips.
After taking some pictures of what I will now refer to as Cloud Fuji, all this disappointment had got me feeling a little bit peckish.
I think I'm going to bury my sorrows in food. As I've seen, there's a little food canteen court thing here serving rice dumplings. So I think I'm going to try that. So I've got the usagi rice dumpling, and it's like, kind of looks like mochi with brown sugar and syrup. So let's try this. The rice dumpling itself is just like very sticky, very chewy. And it doesn't really taste like anything, it's sticky rice, right? And the brown sugar, it tastes like that Indian thing, you know, the powdered stuff.
Besan?
Yeah, it tastes like besan. I don't know, but let me dip it in the syrup. Maybe this will help. I thought it would be a pick-me-up after the clouds. It is not a pick-me-up. I'm not really a fan of this. Okay, so next up on this incredible Lake Kawaguchiko guide is Oishi Park. Full of flowers, blooming blossom, you name it, it's got vegetation for days. And this is what I can see. It's just a wasteland. I think the weather has completely killed the vegetation because there is literally nothing. And Mount Fuji should be like somewhere here. I might actually put a picture of Mount Fuji there. You got the Lake Kawaguchiko here. And then like, just beautiful, beautiful, just acres and acres of floral delights.
But here's the thing, in fairness to Oishi Park, on a clear day, this place is genuinely stunning. The park itself is free to enter, the lakeside walk goes on forever, and when those flowers are out, you've got a canvas of colour in the foreground, with Fujisan rising behind it. Impeccable views. So after surviving the Ropeway, the fog, the rain, the dead rice dumpling, and the barren wasteland that was Oishi Park, we needed proper food, and in Lake Kawaguchiko, there is one dish you absolutely cannot leave without trying.
So we have come to a restaurant called Hoto Fudou, which basically specializes in Hoto noodles. These are like flat wheat noodles, local to the 5 rivers of Mount Fuji. So it's kind of like a local Kawaguchiko cuisine. Hoto Fudou is a chain, so there's a few of them around Kawaguchiko. So I went for the Hoto noodles and we're just waiting for them to come. They're also vegetarian noodles as well, there's no meat in them. They did have a side of horse meat, like horse meat sashimi, so like raw horse meat. And I thought I'd pass on that. So I'm vegetarian for the day, having the Hoto noodles and checking out the local cuisine.
Whoa!
So the Hoto noodles have finally come after a little bit of a wait. And it comes in like a cauldron, like something you see in an anime. And it smells delicious. So should we try it?
Yeah.
It's hot. As for the broth itself, it's quite salty. I keep saying this, there's an umami taste, the savory taste to it. It's essentially a miso soup, but it's packed full of flavor. Probably from those vegetables as well that, have been simmering in the broth. So look, those are the Hoto noodles, some mushrooms in there. It's like carrots, tofu. Is this a pumpkin? Gonna try the noodles.
I'm scared to eat it. It's so hot.
They're good. It's kind of like flat udon, like it's been squished. They're quite chewy, but they're quite nice because they absorb all that broth.
Yeah, I like them.
You know when we had pasta in Rome?
Yeah, it's a little bit like that.
Like a chewy, thick Hoto noodle. Of course, if you're visiting Lake Kawaguchiko, Hoto noodles are a must try. A hearty bowl for a cold day.
Hoto Fudou, you are officially Mamps on the Map certified. You cannot visit Mount Fuji without trying the local cuisine. This was a proper pick-me-up and was exactly what I needed. And before I carry on with the rest of this video, if you're enjoying it so far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more kind of informative content, I guess. And be sure to stick around because what happens at 5 AM on day 2 makes everything that went wrong on day 1 absolutely worth it. Right, so after a long day of cloud chasing, it was time to check into our base for the night. A little place known as Hotori no Hotel Ban. I'm still not entirely sure how to say it or what it means, but what I can tell you is it is right on the edge of Lake Kawaguchiko, and on a clear day, the views from here would be absolutely unreal. So let's check out the room, which was actually huge and provided a hybrid of East meets West living.
Right, so this is one of the rooms at the Hotori no Hotel Ban Hotel. Bit of a mouthful. And this is room 208, and it's actually a really nice, big, spacious room. Definitely different to what we've been used to in Tokyo. So let's take a look. This is your bathroom, and you've got an electric toilet, which I think is pretty standard in Japan because they're absolutely everywhere. You've got your built-in butt washer, pressure changer, all that business. Electric toilets are a game changer, but a decent bathroom with some basic amenities as well. And then over here, this is when the room becomes really spacious. You've kind of got like a combination of Western and Japanese living. So here's like your kind of Japanese living quarters where you can sit on the floor and eat your meal. And then obviously you've got your standard stuff. You've got your beds, you've got a sofa, a TV, there's a fridge down below. And also what I've noticed in Japan is that most hotels give pajamas. So we've been in 2 hotels now, one in Tokyo and one here at Lake Kawaguchiko, and both of them are given pajamas, as well as sliders. And just a quick sock check of the day, we've got the funky banana socks on today. So yeah, actually a decent room. I'm really impressed. I'll put the details in the description below if you do want to book it for yourself, but so far so good.
Price-wise, for one night during the most popular time of the year, cherry blossom season, this cost me 24,532 Japanese yen, which is about $150 or £115. Not a bad price to pay for a banging location, premium size and comfort, and a Family Mart on your doorstep. Okay, so things kind of got from bad to worse as we wanted to get to the Kawaguchiko station pretty early because we have a train from Tokyo to Kyoto at around 9 a.m. It basically means trying to get to Kawaguchiko station for something like 5:30, 6 a.m. Now, unfortunately, the buses that can bring you here, they don't operate that early. And so what we did is we tried calling a taxi, but unfortunately everything's all fully booked, or they don't want to do that journey that early in the morning for such a short distance. So then the next option was, can we go from Kawaguchiko, the hotel we're in, to a station called Otsuki, which is where we need to go anywhere, because from Otsuki then we're going to Tokyo. The staff tried to get us a taxi a bit later on from here to Otsuki. It's a 35-minute taxi ride, but the cost was ridiculous. It was coming in at about 14,000 yen for a half an hour journey. So that's about £70 or probably around what, $90, $100. But then the most incredible person, he's working here at the hotel. He's basically offered to take us in his own car early in the morning from here to the train station in Kawaguchiko. Bear in mind that he finishes his shift at 1 a.m. and he's willing to pick us up at 5:20 in the morning. Like, the compassion and kindness and generosity of the people here in Japan is like nothing I've experienced. So, you know, thank you so much. Like, appreciate that so much, for him to just go out of his way for us, you know, just two random strangers visiting Japan. Like, amazing. What a guy. Top lad.
So the lesson here, plan your early morning transport at least a few days or at the very latest the night before, or ensure your train isn't too early in the morning before the buses operate. The whole transport fiasco got me feeling a bit peckish, and tonight's feast had Family Mart written all over it. So I spent half of my time in Family Mart looking at the drink selection, which was overwhelmingly extensive. And after much deliberation and a hurry up from Mrs. on the Map, I whet my appetite with a sparkling strawberry drink. Then I went for a multi-course feast up in here, including this vacuum-sealed boiled egg, a full-on sushi platter, and for mains, I got myself a hot meal. Yes, Japanese convenience stores serve hot food. So first up, it was time to bust out my chopstick skills and dig into some Japanese sushi. This platter was decent, featuring rice wrapped in tofu skin, sticky rice with seaweed, as well as tempura seafood and a potato croquette. What I would say though is that anything fried, because it's refrigerated, doesn't have that satisfying crunch, but the flavour game was fully on point. There was also this random sausage in there which had no reason to be in a sushi platter, but we move.
And then finally, we've got like an egg. Okay, we've got a chicken thing, I think.
This was a perfect mouthful of sweet and savoury goodness, lining my stomach for my main of tonkatsu Korean rice. And I kid you not, this was like restaurant level flavours of goodness. Yes, the crunch of the fried pork was lacking, but the rich curry taste was there, the pepperiness was there, and the meat was juicy, tender. Chase all of that down with some rice and curry. This is Japanese comfort food at its finest. Let me set the scene. It's 5 a.m. Yesterday was a full-on day of disappointment. We saw nothing. We were defeated. The one thing we travelled all this way to see was a myth. Mount Fuji won, Mamps nil. But the scores were about to change. As we stepped out of Hotori no Hotel Ban for the very last time, there it was. We even managed to see arguably the most famous Mount Fuji photo spot in Japan, the Lawson shot, the world famous Lawson convenience store, Mount Fuji perfectly framed behind it.
So as I said, every cloud has a silver lining. It's 5:30 in the morning, we're ready to leave Lake Kawaguchiko and we can finally see Mount Fuji, and it is beautiful, and I'm so happy that we finally seen Mount Fuji.
So my story had a happy ending, and if there's one thing I've learned, this is it. The single biggest tip I can give you for planning a Mount Fuji trip: do not book too far in advance. Seriously, the weather out here is unpredictable, and if you lock yourself into one specific day, weeks in advance, you're gambling.
And trust me, the house always wins. For a day trip, keep a couple of days in your Tokyo itinerary flexible. Check the online Mount Fuji webcam first thing in the morning. Clear skies? Go. Cloudy? Stay in Tokyo. You'll have a great day anyway. For an overnight stay, try to book as late as you can and check the webcams in the week you're due to go so you can get a feel for the forecast. I'll drop a link to the Mount Fuji live cam in the description. Be sure to bookmark it, you'll thank me later. So, a visit to Lake Kawaguchiko and Mount Fuji? Is it worth the trip from Tokyo? Yes, without question, it's one of the most beautiful or inspiring natural phenomena I've ever seen. It's one of the highlights of my entire Japan trip. There is just nothing like it. And even when Fuji-san doesn't cooperate, and it might not, you've got one of the most beautiful lakes in Japan, some of the heartiest food you'll eat on your trip, and a part of Japan that feels completely different to anything else. And if you're lucky enough to get that clear view of the snow-capped Fuji, everything becomes worth it. Even the depressing Ropeway visit. Hey, even that gelatinous rice dumpling thing that almost ended me. Everything becomes worth it. And that brings us nicely to the end of today's video. Next time on Maps on the Map, we're leaving Mount Fuji behind and heading to Kyoto, Japan's ancient capital. So make sure you're subscribed and notifications are turned on because you do not want to miss out as we continue our adventure across the land of the rising sun. If you've got any questions about visiting Lake Kawaguchiko or touring Japan in general, drop them in the comments below or DM me on Instagram, I'll always reply. And if you want more epic Japan content, I've got you covered. Be sure to check out my other Japan videos including my Tokyo travel guide, food tour and Tokyo top tips videos. I'll put the links in the description if you're interested. And as always, it's been a pleasure. Till next time, peace!